Canned sardines are one of the most practical, nutritious, and popular foods found in supermarkets around the world. Rich in protein, omega-3, calcium, iron, and vitamins, canned sardines can last up to 4 or 5 years without losing quality, all without any chemical preservatives. But do you really know how this small fish leaves the sea and ends up perfectly preserved inside a little can that can be stored in your pantry for years? The production process of canned sardines is much more complex, fascinating, and rigorous than most people imagine, involving everything from controlled fishing on the high seas to sophisticated industrial processes of cleaning, cooking, and sterilization that guarantee not only prolonged preservation, but also absolute food safety. The sardines' journey begins in the waters of the Atlantic Ocean. In Brazil, most of the sardines caught come from the high seas, between the regions of Laguna in Santa Catarina and Cabo Frio in Rio de Janeiro. The sardine caught on the Brazilian coast is predominantly the species Sardinella brasiliensis, also known as true sardine. Portugal has a long and proud tradition in sardine fishing, with the Portuguese sardine, Sardina pilchardus, being the only fish species in the entire Iberian Peninsula to obtain MSC quality certification, the Marine Stewardship Council, which certifies sustainable fishing. About 60,000 tons of sardines are caught annually along the entire Portuguese coast, and in 2008, the vessels billed €450 million from sardine sales. Sardine fishing is highly regulated precisely to ensure the sustainability of marine resources. The European Union establishes specific periods of the year when fishing is permitted, based on scientific studies about species reproduction. Organizations like MSC conduct continuous research on sardine populations, establishing fishing quotas that allow species to reproduce adequately. In 2017, the sardine population in the Iberian Sea reached worrying levels, and the International Council for the Exploration of the Sea considered that at least 15 years of total fishing suspension would be necessary to restore stock to acceptable levels. This type of responsible management is crucial to ensure that sardines will be available for future generations. In Brazil, fishing cannot fully meet national demand, making it necessary to import sardines from other countries. In 2015, for example, Gomes da Costa, the country's largest canning industry, imported 50,000 tons of sardines, about 95% of the raw material used by the company in Itajaí. The reason was insufficient national fishing. The solution was to import even while paying 30% more than Brazilian sardines. This import dependency led Brazilian researchers to develop sardine farming projects in captivity, a technology that could revolutionize the sector, but still faces economic viability challenges. Sardines are pelagic fish that form large schools and feed on plankton. This characteristic of forming schools facilitates large-scale fishing. The most common fishing method is purse seining, where huge nets surround an entire school. Fishing vessels are equipped with school detection technology using sonar and other equipment to locate fish concentrations. Once the school is located, the purse seine net is cast around it, capturing hundreds or even thousands of sardines at once. More than 350 tons of sardines alone are caught every day during the permitted fishing period in Brazilian waters. After capture, time is crucial. Sardines are extremely perishable fish that begin to deteriorate rapidly after death. That's why fishing boats are equipped with refrigeration systems that keep the fish at low temperatures from the moment of capture. Some more modern vessels have refrigerated chambers on board where sardines are immediately stored in ice or refrigerated brine. The goal is to maintain an unbroken cold chain from ocean to processing plant. Any break in this chain can compromise the quality of the final product. When the boat returns to port, sardines are quickly unloaded and transported to canneries. In the case of Portuguese artisanal factories, the fish comes directly from the Matosinhos market, one of the most important in the country. Freshness is absolutely essential. In traditional factories like Pinhais in Portugal, which is operated for 99 years using the traditional method, all fish purchased is processed the same day. They start working at 8 in the morning, and all fish that arrives is finished the same day, canned and sterilized. About 20,000 cans are produced daily, a relatively small volume compared compared to large factories whose process is more industrial and less artisanal. The first stage of processing in factories is selection and classification. Sardines arrive in large containers and need to be selected by size. Good quality canned sardines should have the head and gills removed before being packaged, and may also be gutted before packing, typically the larger varieties. If not gutted, they must be free of undigested food or feces, which is done by keeping the fish alive inside a tank long enough for its digestive system to empty itself. This is an important practice to ensure quality and avoid undesirable flavors in the final product. The cleaning process varies significantly between industrial and artisanal operations. In large Brazilian industrial plants, like Gomes da Costa, which produces more than 2 million cans every day, there's a machine that performs selection, cleaning with viscera removal, and standardized cutting. There's a second filtering done manually. In Portuguese artisanal factories, practically all work is manual. About 100 women do the entire production cycle at pinhais. Cutting and evisceration are done by hand, which allows greater quality control over the fish. The workers, who are predominantly women because they have more delicacy for the work according to companies, make a 10-centimeter cut in the fish's belly. After the initial cut, a vacuum pump sucks out the gonads, giblets, heart, and viscera. The same machine also removes fins, tail, and head. These remains aren't discarded, demonstrating the industry's commitment to sustainability and total resource utilization. They're sent to a protein industry that produces fish meal and fish oil. These compounds are used in omega-3 capsules, animal feed, and concentrated protein. About 50% of the fish is considered waste in this process, but this waste has significant commercial value and isn't wasted. After complete cleaning, sardines go through rigorous washing with running water to remove any trace of blood, loose scales, or residue. This washing is essential to guarantee the purity of the final product. Next, sardines go to the brine, where they're soaked in water and salt. This process has multiple functions. Salt helps preserve the fish, improves flavor, and also helps firm up the meat's texture, making it less prone to disintegrate during subsequent processing. Time in brine varies depending on sardine size and final product specifications, but generally lasts between 30 minutes to a few hours. A distinctive characteristic of the traditional method, especially common in Portugal, is the way of cooking the fish. In the more artisanal canning process, sardines are cooked in large steam ovens before going into the can. Cooking is done on steam grills, where the fish is cooked outside the can uniformly. This pre-cooking brings out more intense and diverse flavors from those resulting from direct cooking in the can and constitutes the differential of some premium brands. Sardines are arranged on the grills and exposed to high-temperature steam for a specific period that varies according to fish size.